When life gets unpredictable, preparation matters. In medicine, it's all about staying alert, ready for whatever comes through the door. On the road, it's no different. That's why Volvo designs vehicles to help anticipate risk, reduce harm, and protect lives. The Volvo XC90's advanced safety systems inspire confident decisions wherever the road takes you. The Volvo XC90, for life. Proud sponsor of the Pit Podcast. Learn more at volvocars.ca/safety.
All right, welcome back to the Elias Makos Show. Quebec is taking a significant step to improve access to abortion services with the launch of a $7.5 million action plan aimed at increasing availability of abortion pills, enhancing contraception access, and fighting disinformation. With more on this, we go to Joyce Arthur, Executive Director of the Abortion Rights Coalition of Canada. Joyce, welcome to the program.
Hi, thanks for having me.
Why do you think this is important right now?
It's so important because I think abortion is still stigmatized. Anti-choice groups are giving out misinformation on the topic. So governments need to be proactive on abortion. We can never assume that just because we have the legal right that we also have the access. Governments really need to take positive steps to ensure access, to overcome the barriers and abortion stigma. So I think Quebec is really on the right track here, and so happy to see this action plan.
What are the barriers that exist today in Canada? I mean, obviously for our audience, you can speak to Quebec, but in general in Canada, what are the barriers that exist today?
Well, it's interesting because, Quebec is known to be the most pro-choice province in Canada with the best access in Canada. Yet even there, so much remains to be done. And I think across Canada, the situation is often worse. Access is actually very good in, say, three major cities, Vancouver, Montreal, and Toronto. But outside those cities, it can plummet and be almost non-existent. People often have to travel, especially from northern areas, rural areas. And we're talking about procedural abortions, often like surgical or aspiration abortions. We do have the medication abortion today with using the abortion pills. That's helped a lot because people can use telehealth, which is an upcoming part of the action plan in Quebec, to have a call with their doctor and then pick up the prescription at a local pharmacy. So it's great that will be improving, and it is an option in many parts of Canada now, but that still needs some gaps to fill as well. But people still need to travel for procedural abortion because medication abortion is only available up to 9 weeks. So we just see lots of gaps across Canada, especially for more disadvantaged populations, Indigenous communities, youth, immigrants, and so forth have a harder time finding access. So there's always still lots to be done.
There's also a push here to fight disinformation. You touched on it as well when we started talking. Can you tell me what is the disinformation that we're talking about here?
Well, we study some of these anti-choice centers called pregnancy care centers or crisis pregnancy centers. There's 150 of them across Canada and at least a dozen or so in Quebec as well. And these places specialize in trying to dissuade people from having abortions, and they use various types of misinformation. They'll tell you that, abortion is going to make you feel really bad. You're going to be traumatized. It might give you breast cancer. Basically lies, all lies that are not scientifically valid. Abortion is very, very safe. Very few people go on to regret their abortion. So when people go to these places, sometimes accidentally, because they will kind of lure them in on a deceptive basis, they're left feeling confused or anxious or fearful or guilty, and we don't want that kind of isolation and shaming with abortion care. That's the stigma, and they're reinforcing abortion stigma. So I think it's very dangerous. And I'm glad to see that the Quebec government is stepping up to address that misinformation and try to counter the influence of these pregnancy care centers.
With Joyce Arthur, from the Abortion Rights Coalition of Canada, Executive Director there. Joyce, what do you say to someone who, religious reasons or otherwise, they are against abortion? And I don't mean to talk about those that target abortion clinics, use violence and intimidation. I'm not talking about that type, but the genuine person that just feels, due to their religion or other reasons, they're not in favor of it. What do you say to someone like that has concerns with abortion?
Well, I totally respect that. I mean, the phrase pro-choice means that you respect a person's choice about their pregnancy, whether to have a baby or whether it's not the right time and you need to have an abortion. And so there can be lots of different views about abortion, and I respect that, religious views as well. I think we want to draw the line is, you're entitled to your views. If you don't like abortion, don't have one yourself. But you don't really have the right to say, my personal opinion should be law, and I'm going to prevent other people from having abortions. That's where it crosses the line into being inappropriate. So pro-choice means, you do what you need to do. We'll support you no matter what your choice is. And, on the other side of the coin, the anti-choice groups, they want to force this only one choice onto women. It's not a choice at all. And forced childbirth is just not a good thing for people in general or society.
I've heard many Canadian politicians, since Roe v. Wade was overturned by the Supreme Court in the United States, bring that up as a reason why there needs to be further protections in this country. Now, what do you say to that? Does what happens south of the border truly affect what's happening north of the border when it comes to abortion access?
It does, in the sense that certainly we have the reactions and the fears of seeing what's going on down in the U.S., and it also wakes us up to the realization that, hey, we can lose our rights. It's possible to lose our rights. We have to be vigilant. We can't be apathetic. We can't say, we got it good here in Canada. We have our legal rights. Who's worried? In fact, we can lose access, at least, if not our legal rights. Our legal rights in Canada are pretty strong. But, we're looking at a possible conservative government within the next year, or federal government. And I'm a little bit worried about Pierre Poilievre and what he could do to abortion access, like cutting funding and all kinds of things like that. There's a lot that they could do to really hurt access and erode access, even if they can't touch the legal right. But they can pass private member bills that would restrict abortion, especially with a majority government. So there is a lot of reason to worry, I think, about that. And we just need to stay strong and keep mobilizing the movement and keep people aware of the threats to their rights so that we can take action.
Joyce, we do have to leave it there. I want to thank you so much for coming on the program today.
Thank you.
That is Joyce Arthur, Executive Director of the Abortion Rights Coalition of Canada.